All right. Today I would like to talk about facing your fears, kind of. And I'm not exactly referring to if you're like afraid of the dark, and it's obviously if you are afraid of the dark, it's probably very important that you overcome that. But no, what I'm referring to is more. I think people would use the word anxiety. And for me, it's very social. I think I'm reflecting on kind of how things went for me in school and stuff like that. I think I kind of got lucky, which caused me to never really have to go against the. Holy shit! Not very good at this shit anymore. Caused me to never really have to, go against that grain, so to speak. I always was paired up with someone that I was in a class with someone I knew. You were able to like set it up so that you would get people you knew, your friends and stuff. Or even if I didn't know anybody, someone would talk first, that kind of thing. And it hasn't been apparent to me up until recently just how vital it is to overcome that. Because I think that it's reasonable to say that I'm having a hard time seeing myself as someone who can make content, because I still harbor a lot of that. Because most content creators don't. They're very outgoing. They're very able to be very bubbly. And they don't really care what anyone thinks, and stuff like that. And so I think that's something I really, really should address. And I'm trying to, I'm trying to do a thing where I find it's most prevalent at the gym. I mean, to be fair, that's like, these days, that's one of the only times I leave my house. But, today I was trying to like prove to myself that it's like not that bad. And so I was like, nah, I will just, go talk to this person. And then I found myself like psyching myself out really, really hard. What if this goes wrong? What if this goes wrong? What if they're mean? What if a million things, right? It's just, some honestly pretty irrational thoughts, to be honest, because, it's not really something that can go wrong, to be honest. You could have an awkward interaction, I guess. Well, it's pink. But that is really all I can think of. Another thing I ran into at the gym today is I have an extreme fear of failure, I guess. I didn't really know this because, I've been in the gym for a while now. It didn't really make sense to have that. But I was trying to hit 315 on deadlift, if you know what that is. And my friends weren't next to me because they can't deadlift right now. One of them's injured, the other one just doesn't like it. And he saw me like from across the like a little bit across the gym, and I couldn't like lift it up off the initial rack, which you're supposed to be able to do if you're gonna PR it, and I couldn't. And so he came and he helped me, and I was trembling, and I had absolutely no idea why. And sure enough, I said, okay, well, I need to overcome this. So let's try, you know. If I fail, it is what it is. And sure enough, I hit it easy. There was honestly not even a struggle. So that really spoke volumes to me because I mean it's very familiar. You know, my friends always say that I'm underestimating myself and I can do much more than I think I can. But to I need a hub. To really see it that blatant was very interesting. And spoke volumes to me, not only in terms of the gym, but in terms of life, you know. I just, and it did give me a little bit of hope, I guess, which is that the fear of failure causes me to believe I can't do something in the first place, so I don't have to fail. But if you want to do something great in life, you are going to fail. You know, that's just what it is. I need a new shield. What am I doing? You know, that's just how life works. And so that's really, really stuck out to me. And then shortly after that is when I kind of also came to realize my my huge fear of social anxiety. That's the word I'm using. I am not by any means diagnosed with social anxiety. I've never been tested. I've had people assume, but at the same time, I've seen so many people try to diagnose things that they have no clue how to diagnose in this generation, so I always take it with a grain of salt. And you should too. Even if the person has the disorder, it's really, really hard to take that as credible. Maybe if it's an over and over thing from people who have the disorder. But for the most part, it's just kind of take things with a grain of salt. Don't worry about it. You know, identifying yourself with mental disorders. Just be who you want to be. It's not a hairbell. What the bro? They're just jumping on the bed. That is some shit that I used to do when I was a kid. I just jump on the bed with the homie. But yeah, social anxiety is the word I'm using for it. Really difficult. I was, and I kind of psyched myself out into thinking I don't have this fear of talking to people or being social or whatever you want to call it, because oh shit. I do a lot of ums when I do these. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I kind of psych myself out into thinking that I'm not dealing with that whenever I'm dealing with it. You know, I kind of give myself excuses like, you know, I could go talk to people and have hella charisma. I just I'm too lazy, you know. But the truth is, it's very difficult for me. And it's something I want to get better at because charisma goes a long way, and I think it's something that people look for in streamers. Ah, shit. I think it is something that people look for in streamers. And so, it's something I want to develop, obviously. And it's very difficult for me to develop that, and I guess that's the wake-up call. Like, I am not as I guess socially comfortable as I think I am. It is really not a case of, oh, I could just stand up and go do it if I wanted to, brother, what the fuck? It's more a case of, I'm terrified to do it. And I think of a million things that can go wrong. And whenever I got home, I told my friends about this because, they'll obviously want to push me and get me to be better. But, it's one day at a time, I guess. But I think one thing that has caused me to be like this is the comfortability of growing up in school and stuff, because I was always able to pick the classes and stuff, like I said. But it's also the just having a phone and society. If you have a phone, you do not need to talk to anybody. Phone and AirPods, you could go an entire day in school with your mouth shut, and that was me. And so I'm currently paying the price for it, I guess. And it's very interesting because a while back I really thought that I was this new person, and I had been able to outgrow everybody's I guess idea of me, and it was very exciting, and I was incredibly happy with who I was. But I basically connected that, or I based the evidence of that off of like going to parties. And to be able to go to parties and have fun is something you should be proud of, yes. But you also have to remember parties have alcohol, and alcohol is something that will just make you more social. Like, it just will. So that is to be honest, I mean, was I right? Yes. I'm very, very different from how I used to be, and the things I chase after are things that I never would have thought in a million years I could do. But the actual change is still something I need to work on. So it's it's something where I just need to day by day just try to talk to someone. Honestly, probably just using the line like, hey, I'm trying to deal with social anxiety by talking to someone new every day. What's your name? Or something along those lines. That's what I would think up in my head, I guess. Because, or I'm just far too internet brained, and it's not weird to just randomly approach someone out in public, just with a, hey, what's up, what's your name? Most women would think you're hitting on them. And if it's a guy, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he'd think I'm special ed or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, I find all sorts of excuses for it, and it's very interesting. I will tell myself that when I'm more attractive, I'll do it because that'll help. I tell myself that there's no need really. It's just things like that. But the truth is, social anxiety is bad, and it is very important that you go against it, or you fight against it, if you will, because it stops you from being a much better version of yourself. You know, that charisma is something that you want, especially in my case. And so the idea is that hopefully by going against my social anxiety and trying to become a much better version of myself, I'm able to achieve a level of charisma that makes it much more believable for myself that I can actually pull this off. Not sure if that's exactly how it's gonna work, but we will see, you know?